gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah.
The Red Magic Gaming Tablet 5 Pro, launching globally as the Red Magic Astra 2, is the world's first compact gaming tablet with a built-in liquid cooling system. And yes, it even has RGB lighting. Sounds unbelievable, right? But now that Red Magic has replaced the cooling fan with liquid cooling, is it actually better? And can its unique side-mounted motherboard really beat the usual center-mounted design? We've already tested the Redmi and Legion gaming tablets, so let's find out what makes this one stand out. Big thanks to my tech partner over in China for providing this footage. I really appreciate the support in making this video happen. Hey everyone, Stella here from techiestreet. If you're into staying updated with the newest gadgets, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our latest tech content. The biggest upgrades are the RGB liquid cooling system and the new extended side USB port. Liquid cooling inside a phone was already impressive, but seeing it inside a compact gaming tablet is on another level. The cooling channel runs across the motherboard, cools the hottest components, and even wraps around the glowing logo. The RGB lights can sync together or be customized separately with multiple brightness levels, 6 color themes, and up to 10 lighting effects. Add the floating animation, and the whole design looks straight out of the future. That floating effect isn't physical, it's a smart visual animation. The result feels smooth, premium, and futuristic. But here's the question, would you actually pay extra for RGB liquid cooling? And how would you rate this design? Let me know in the comments. The cooling system also works differently from the phone version. You can't manually control the pump because it runs at full speed by default. There's only a 30-second turbo demo where the system adjusts coolant flow based on temperature and workload. You won't notice much visually, but the flow changes by around 20 to 25%. The real question is, does it improve performance? We'll find out soon. The motherboard still uses a side-mounted layout, but now there's an extra USB port. Unlike the Redmi and Legion, the main high-speed full-function USB stays on the shorter edge, while the side port is limited to USB 2.0. Even so, it supports fast charging, reverse charging, and bypass charging, making it perfect for keyboards, mice, and other accessories. For headphones or multimedia devices, though, you'll still need the main USB port. Thankfully, that main port sits perfectly on the short edge, so it doesn't get in the way while gaming in landscape mode. In fact, using both ports together actually makes cable management feel cleaner and more comfortable. Another smart change is the light sensor. In portrait mode, it's slightly off to one side, but once you rotate to landscape, it sits right in the center. That makes gaming and productivity more convenient while reducing the chance of blocking the sensor. Everything else feels familiar. The slim bezels, rounded edges, and premium build remain unchanged. The biggest attraction is still the compact body paired with a large display. Although the tablet is slightly bigger this year, the excellent screen-to-body ratio and transparent back make the difference almost impossible to notice. And despite a 100 milliamp larger battery, the redesigned cooling system actually helps reduce the weight. Now comes the part everyone has been waiting for: performance and cooling. In the 3D Mark stress test at 30 degrees C, compared with the Redmi and Legion tablets, the results are seriously impressive. Performance is even slightly better than last year's model. In awakening mode with liquid cooling enabled, this tablet delivers flagship-level power. Power draw peaks at 16.8 watts and averages nearly 15 watts. That's about 40% faster than the Legion using the same Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 and an incredible 64% ahead of the Redmi with the Dimensity 9500. Simply put, this is one of the most powerful Android tablets available, and it can even outperform almost every smartphone except maybe another Red Magic. Now for the temperatures. Since this is a tablet, average surface temperature matters more than a single hotspot. Under these extreme stress tests, average temperatures still go beyond 50 degrees C, while the motherboard area reaches around 70 degrees C. Turn liquid cooling off, and that hotspot climbs to 71.5 degrees C. The heat difference was so massive that the rear thermal image needed its own color scale just to show the details. But don't panic, these are worst-case stress tests, not normal everyday use. Compared to the previous generation, passive cooling has clearly improved. Heat spreads across a much wider area, and the hottest sections stay away from where your hands naturally grip the tablet. Even without a center-mounted motherboard, the heat distribution is actually better than many competing designs. And that's exactly where the liquid cooling system proves its value. Its goal isn't to make the tablet feel cold, it's to move heat away from critical components as quickly as possible. It does that extremely well. Heat spreads across a larger area, and once the cooling activates, the motherboard hotspot expands outward, lowering the peak temperature by about 2.5 degrees. Even in this extreme stress test, where the tablet is already completely heat-soaked, that 2.5 degrees Celsius drop doesn't just vanish. Instead, the cooling system spreads the heat across a much larger area, so the average surface temperature ends up slightly higher. And that's actually a good sign. If it performs this well under the worst conditions, real gaming should be even better. Let's put that to the test. Honestly, this cooling system feels like it was designed specifically for Red Magic's new magnetic cooler. The flat-back, smart heat distribution, and built-in liquid cooling work perfectly together. Pair it with the Red Magic 8 Pro magnetic cooling pad, and it almost feels like a complete package. But can it really handle gaming in a 30-degree Celsius room? Absolutely. Even with the magnetic cooler attached, everything fits perfectly. At maximum cooling speed, the only real limit becomes the processor itself. The tablet still averages around 16 W of power, while frame rates drop by only about 40% compared to the previous test, meaning gameplay stays close to full speed. Even better, the average surface temperature drops by around 4 degrees Celsius, while the motherboard hotspot falls by over 20 degrees Celsius. With liquid cooling turned on, the surface temperature stays almost the same after reaching thermal balance, but internally, both the GPU and battery run about 1 degree Celsius cooler. Now for real gaming. With every graphics setting maxed out, the Red Magic renders at around 1080p, matching the Redmi and Legion. But here's where things get interesting. Whether it's software optimization, the Red Core R4 chip finally showing its full potential, or something happening behind the scenes, one thing is obvious: the efficiency is incredible. Power consumption averages just 6.7 W, yet the tablet delivers excellent average FPS, strong 1% lows, and impressive 0.1% lows, keeping gameplay almost perfectly smooth. Frame pacing scores an outstanding 95 points. GPU usage is similar to its rivals, but CPU usage is about 6.4% lower than the 5th generation Y700 using the same Snapdragon chip. One surprise? Awakening mode stays incredibly quiet. I expected much more aggressive cooling noise. Because power consumption remains low, temperatures stay under control too. Average surface temperature is only 40.6 degrees Celsius, and liquid cooling barely changes that. The biggest gain is around the motherboard hotspot, where temperatures fall by about 1.3 degrees Celsius, while internal temperatures remain nearly unchanged. In Arknight's, rendering resolution is hard to judge because everything looks almost identical. Personally though, it feels like the Red Magic renders slightly lower than the other two. Combined with its aggressive tuning, that's probably the secret behind its huge performance lead. Here, the tablet averages around 13 W while delivering a full-frame gaming experience. The 1% low stays close to 50 FPS, earning an overall frame score of 64. Frame stability is clearly better than both the 10.4 W Y700 and the 9.7 W Redmi. Of course, 13W creates more heat. The thermal behavior is similar to the stress test. Once liquid cooling kicks in, the motherboard area cools dramatically. Hotspot temperature drops from 67.8 degrees Celsius to 62.3 degrees Celsius, a huge 5.5-degree reduction. Interestingly, while the hotspot gets much cooler, the tablet's average surface temperature rises by about 0.8 degrees Celsius because heat spreads more evenly across the chassis. Internally, GPU temperature stays nearly the same, while the battery cools by about 1 degree Celsius. Finally, let's talk about rendering resolution. With everything maxed out, the Red Magic renders at roughly 980p, very similar to its smartphone version. If you've seen my earlier reviews, you'll know the K8II and the 5th generation Y700 render at much higher internal resolutions, putting far more load on their hardware. To keep this comparison fair, I lowered the graphics settings on both competitors as much as possible. Even then, they still rendered at slightly higher resolutions than the Red Magic, meaning they carried a heavier graphics workload. Keep that in mind. Even with that advantage, the Red Magic still wins, and by a huge margin. It averages only 9W of power while delivering gameplay that's roughly 4 times smoother than the 9.55W Legion and about twice as smooth as the 12W Redmi. Everyone will read these results differently, but even after considering the Legion's heavier rendering workload and side-mounted design, the Red Magic's frame stability is seriously impressive. Some people will say, my tablet runs cooler. That's true if you only look at the outside, but internally the story is completely different. Monitoring shows the competing tablet's GPU runs nearly 10 degrees hotter. Meanwhile, the Red Magic keeps both internal and external temperatures remarkably balanced. Turn on liquid cooling, and once again, the biggest improvement appears around the motherboard hotspot, where hotspot temperatures drop by another 3.4 degrees Celsius. If you've tried these tablets, tell me which one feels the best. Now, the speakers. Once again, Red Magic delivers excellent audio for a compact gaming tablet. All three sound great, but their tuning is different. Red Magic sounds clean and crisp, Legion is warmer and fuller, while Redmi sits right in the middle. It really comes down to personal preference. Have a listen, or skip ahead if you'd like. Next up, the display. Compared to LCD, OLED brings obvious advantages like perfect blacks, zero light leakage, no edge shadows, and much higher contrast. Resolution stays the same as last year, although the image looks just a little softer than the Redmi and Legion. The biggest upgrades are higher brightness and the new 185Hz refresh rate. Manual full-screen brightness now reaches 765 nits, while peak brightness climbs to around 1220 nits, even touching 1230 nits in a 10% window. That's about a 15% improvement over last year's default mode. Switch to enhanced mode and full screen brightness jumps to around 900 nits, nearly a 38% increase. Compared with the Redmi K72 Ultra, the Legion Y700 Gen 5, and the previous Red Magic, this display is clearly brighter. Screen uniformity has also improved by at least 34%. Even better, brightness goes up while power consumption drops slightly, although the Redmi still uses a bit more power. The rainbow effect and color shift at extreme viewing angles are still there, but brightness stays consistent enough that you'll barely notice during everyday use. Then there's the new 185Hz refresh rate. If you're upgrading from 120Hz, the difference is obvious. Coming from 165Hz, though, the improvement is much smaller. At this point, display quality matters far more than chasing a few extra refresh rate numbers. OLED gives you much faster pixel response than LCD, making motion look sharper and gameplay feel more responsive. By default, Red Magic uses reverse low brightness flicker control. It may not behave exactly as some people expect, but its OLED panel performs exceptionally well in playback stability and high-frequency flicker. Yes, it still uses PWM dimming. At 185Hz, the dimming frequency matches Red Magic's official specs. In real use, high brightness dimming switches around 85 nits, while lower brightness runs at 2160Hz PWM. Even near 10 nits, ISO modulation stays around 0.4 to 0.5, offering comfortable eye protection. If you're sensitive to flicker, here's a simple trick. Turn off the room lights at night and leave auto brightness enabled. The display settles around 16 nits, where ISO modulation stays below 0.4, making it ideal for long viewing sessions. Looking at color profiles, both the Legion and Red Magic produce richer, more vibrant colors, while the Redmi looks softer and slightly cooler. HDR playback highlights these differences even more. Touch performance is another Red Magic strength. This generation improves it even more. Even the system interface runs at 180 Hz touch sampling. In honor of kings, enabling high sampling boosts touch response to around 295 Hz, and everything feels incredibly smooth. In real-world testing, however, refresh rate and touch scaling stay locked at 120 Hz, just like the Legion and Redmi. The Legion responds about half a frame faster, but honestly, that's almost impossible to notice because the lower sampling only affects non-gaming apps. The gaming assistant and software remain mostly unchanged, but you still get PC game emulation and Steam synchronization just like on Red Magic smartphones. Battery life is the one compromise. The 8,300 mAh battery is smaller than the 9,000 mAh packs in some rivals. The good news? Charging is excellent, matching the Legion and finishing slightly ahead of the Redmi. Looking at the whole package, Red Magic has taken a bold approach this year. Its built-in liquid cooling and RGB lighting remain completely unique in the compact gaming tablet market, giving it both a standout look and a true gaming identity. More importantly, the improved passive cooling system delivers outstanding thermal performance. The tablet sustains higher performance than its rivals, and this time the tuning feels much more refined and consistent, instead of simply pushing maximum power. The only real trade-off is the slightly smaller battery, but giving up a few hundred milliamp hours for the hidden side USB port, a better cooling system, and faster charging feels like a smart compromise. So, if you're looking for the best compact flagship gaming tablet with top-tier performance and a unique design, the Red Magic Gaming Tablet 5 Pro, launching globally as the Red Magic Astra 2, is easily one of the strongest options this year. Now it's your turn. Did this tablet meet your expectations? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.